Hey, I want you to listen up if you own a chiropractic clinic, a dental clinic, a physical therapy firm, a naturopathic practice, or any independent medical ownership. You need to pay attention to this video for the next few minutes. I want to really emphasize something that's critically important to the success of your business. So, you've marketed for new patients, they've come flooding in over the past several years, and you know what? That's great. However, you're still financially struggling and you don't know what to do other than market for new patients. However, how many patients after getting treatment for you never come back? It's probably a lot more than you think. So we want to talk to you today about reactivating your patients. See, here's the problem is that more marketing that you do drives up your cost per new patient. It also really impacts your constant cash flow problems. It's a yo-yo effect. One month you're great, another month you're really down on cash flow. And the thing is, patients also feel ignored if they just see you once or for one treatment session and that's it. You see, when you have a good solid reactivation process in place, you drive down your marketing investment, you smooth out your cash flow, make it consistent, and your patients feel like they care, and they get better outcomes. Let me give you a quick story. I was working with a dental clinic in an outlying location one time, and I went into their office, and they were struggling with a lot of cash flow issues. It was very much of an up and down yo-yo practice, and I went down to their basement. Now, mind you, this is many, many, many years ago. And I saw stacks upon stacks upon stacks of patient files. And I said, what are those? And they said, those are old patient files. And I asked them, how many times have you called those people back to see how they're doing? And they looked at me like I was somebody from outer space. Like, no, why would we do that? I said, that's a gold mine right there. These people need to know that you care. And they also need to get their health back in order. So I started having them call, and sure enough, a lot of them came back in, and it solved a lot of their cash flow issues. So what are the three main things that you need to put in place in order to get an excellent reactivation system in place? The first one is to develop a script. Now, note, you may struggle with reactivating patients because you feel that you are selling, and you hate selling. No, you are actually caring for your patients when you reach out to them when you haven't seen them in a long time. So the first thing together is put a script together. It can be as simple as, how are you doing? How is that crown and bridge that we put in last year? How is that coming along? Tell me a little bit about recurring pain. Has that gone away? Start asking questions. Each script is going to be a little bit different. But you have to script it out in order to get consistency in your efforts. The second thing we have to have you do is train your team. You need to practice the scripts that you've developed. Most front desk people, and for that fact, most doctors, are nervous and hesitant about their initial calls. And I understand. I've been there before. So one of the best ways is to start role-playing to get people comfortable. Have one person be the patient, have one person be the caller, and get a flow and get a feel for what it's like to deal with that person on the other end of the phone. This is also your chance to realize what works and doesn't work in a script and revise it as necessary. Now, the third element in a good reactivation program is to create consistency. Now, all members of the team should be taking part in the process. It can't just be on the front desk doing all the work. Now, granted, the front desk will probably do the majority of it, but all team members should really participate in it. Institute a document and system to track progress and conversion rates. Now, think about this. Even if you only get a 10% reactivation rate off of 100 calls, you're still getting 10 patients back in that you would not have gotten back in had you not instituted some form of calling. Now, realizes that there's a difference between just sending an email out to your patients, a newsletter, and calling that a reactivation program. It's not. You actually need to reach out to that patient directly and get them voice to voice. If it's text messages and you've got permission to do that, then go ahead and do that. But you've got to basically put some sort of system in that consistently reaches out to those lapsed patients. Now, when you have an ongoing reactivation process going on in your clinic, you don't have to have such a high investment marketing program, in place. You also project an atmosphere of care as your patients feel like that you really do care about their outcomes. Now, think about this, and it's actually a really good investment to do a reactivation program. Let's do a little math here. If you are, let's say a front desk person makes $22 an hour, and let's say they can spend an hour making, say, 20 outbound calls, and they get one patient reactivated who ends up agreeing to a $1,000 treatment package. That's a huge screaming return on investment off of that one labor hour. So the rate of profit that you can get off of reactivation is amazing. Now, here's a question for you. If you're struggling with the concept of reactivation of your patients, let's talk. Maybe it's with your mindset that makes you feel too salesy and you don't want to be that pushy salesperson. I get that. And so how do we overcome that issue? Maybe you need to write an easy to follow script for your team. Let's go ahead and schedule a 30-minute reactivation strategy call where I'll help you write your best reactivation script and help you formulate action steps to get your reactivation process started. Honestly, I want to help you get your clinic to the next level. I've experienced this over 20 plus years that when you put an effective reactivation strategy in, it's amazing the kind of financial results that you will get from your business, and your patients will love you for it. Schedule a 30-minute call. I'd love to help out, and let's get something done.